Hello Mad family, Costa here from Mad Loans. Topic of today, difference between offset and redraw. One of my favorite topics. I always go into a bit of depth on this one in my client meetings. So let's just say we had a loan of $500,000. Now we set up a main account, like a normal transaction account. Money goes in, money goes out, and you may have a little debit card linked up to it. Now out of that main account, your repayments are automatically drawn every week, fortnight, month, however you want to set it up. Now the cool thing about this main offset account, or this main account, sorry, is that it is an offset. So it has an offset feature. For instance, if you have $50,000 sitting in this main account, this will offset your $500,000 loan. So rather than being charged interest on $500,000, you're only being charged interest on the difference, which is $450,000. Now the cool thing about this is some banks also later have multiple offset accounts. So you might have a savings account, a holidays account, you might even have a kids account, and whatever funds are sitting throughout these accounts. So let's just say you have $50,000 spread out throughout those accounts. They are all linked up, and they can only be linked up to a variable loan. You can't link it up to a fixed loan. So again, the same thing, if there's $50,000 spread out throughout those accounts, rather than being charged interest on 500, you're being charged interest on 450. Now, the best thing about offset accounts is it's great for budgeting. If you like having different accounts and money flowing in and out, you might have a long-term savings account, a short-term savings account. This is a fantastic feature to have. Now, again, not all banks have multiple offset accounts. Most of them only just have one. For instance, ANZ, NAB, ING, Westpac only have the one offset account, which makes it a little bit more difficult to budget. But if you like budgeting from just one account, they may be a lender for you. Other lenders that offer multiple offset accounts, really good, CBA has unlimited, Macquarie, Suncorp, just to name a few. So what's the difference between offset now and redraw? Well, the difference is rather than having your money sitting in those transaction accounts, if you manually transferred money directly into the loan, so let's just say you said, hey, instead of having the 50,000 spread out throughout those transaction accounts, I'm literally just gonna dump 50,000 direct into my home loan. Well, how does that look? Well, if you transferred $50,000, your balance appearing on your home loan will appear as $450,000. And just underneath that, in little writing, you'll be able to see available funds or redraw. Depending on the bank, they name it something a little bit different, and it will appear as 50,000. But guess what? You can transfer the money back out if you really needed to. So if that $50,000 is sitting in redraw, same thing, you're only being charged interest on the difference. You're only being charged interest on 450,000. So really, the way that it works to benefit you between offset and redraw is the exact same thing, the way that you save your interest. The only difference is where the funds are sitting. So with offset, it's sitting within those 4 transaction accounts, whereas with redraw, it's sitting directly in the home loan. Now, me personally, I've never used redraw. I've only just used the flow of my offset accounts. But I've had some clients, for instance, I had a lovely lady who said, you know what, I actually put in a bit of money in that redraw account, so my husband doesn't know where to find it, because if he finds the funds sitting in there, he'll obviously spend it on fishing gear. He loves fishing. So you can use it a bit more tactically. You might even use it as your 5th account, so that you could dump a whole bunch of savings in redraw so you don't look at it, and then you'd have the rest of your savings you spread out throughout those offset accounts. Now, the biggest question that everyone asks is, well, what happens if I've got a $500,000 loan and I've got 50,000 sitting in the offset account? Does that change my repayments? Same if you were to transfer the $50,000 directly into the redraw account, does it drop my repayments? Unfortunately not. Your repayments remain the same. However, the more you are offsetting, or the more that you have in redraw, the less interest you're paying and the more principal you're paying. I've had clients who have said, hey, if I've got a $500,000 loan and I've got $500,000 sitting in my offset, does that mean I'm still making repayments? Yes, you are. Your repayments again remain the same. However, 100% of your repayment is going towards paying off the principal, the 500,000, rather than going towards interest. A lot of people have to remember that the $500,000 is not the total amount that you're paying the bank back. It's 500 plus interest. So a lot of people get that confused. So unfortunately, part of your repayment is going towards paying down this, and part of it is paying interest to the bank. Now, obviously I want to save you guys some money. I want to try and get you to pay off this loan faster. So I've just grabbed an ING offset calculator. So if we were to plug in here $500,000 loan over 30 years at an interest rate of 5%, and then you've got $50,000 sitting in an offset account throughout the life of the loan. So as you can see here, your loan term reduces by about just over 4 years, and your interest saving is about $142,000. So even though your loan term might start at 30, the more you have sitting in offset, the more you have sitting in redraw, means that you're saving on interest and you're reducing your loan term, and that is how you pay off your loan faster. Thank you very much, and have a mad day.